Boker Tov. Tomorrow evening will begin Tisha B'Av at sunset, which commemorates the destructions of the first and second temple. I've talked a lot about how, in the case of the second temple destroyed by the Romans 2,000 years ago, it was brought about in many respects because of the enmity between different groups and different sects of Jews, which helped lead to their own downfall. But there's a particular story from the Babylonian Talmud which I think best helps illustrate this point. There was a man who had a certain enemy named Bar Kamsa, but he had a friend named Kamsa. He decided to throw a huge banquet, and he sent his servant to invite everyone personally, and his servant was supposed to invite his friend Kamsa. Accidentally, the servant got confused and invited this Bar Kamsa. It's the night of the banquet. Dignitaries, the sages are all seated there, and in walks Bar Kamsa, having been invited. When the host sees him, he says, "What are you doing here? You're my enemy. Please leave at once. You weren't invited. I don't want you here." And of course, Bar Kamsa is embarrassed. Everyone is staring, and he says, "Look, let me stay for the meal. Obviously, I was invited by mistake, but please let me join you, and I will pay for all the food, wine that I consume." And the host says, "No, get out of here at once." So Bar Kamsa says, "Please, everyone is staring. This is embarrassing for both of us. How about I stay and I will pay for half your banquet?" And the host says, "No, no deal." Finally, Bar Kamsa says, "Just let me stay and I will pay for the entire banquet, all of your guests." And the host says, "Not at all, you're never welcome in my house." And he has his remaining servants hustle the man out into the street. And this Bar Kamsa is so enraged, and he said, the leading dignitaries and nobility and the sages of Jerusalem were there, and not one intervened, that he goes and informs against them to the Roman government. And eventually this would lead to rioting, suspicion, recrimination, and the Roman invasion of Jerusalem, and the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 of the Common Era on Tisha B'Av. And the sages, when relating that particular story, quote a verse from the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 14. "Happy is he who is always aware, always concerned, even anxious. But he who hardens his own heart leads only to his own downfall." We should never come so far in any relationship that we refuse to ever extend a hand to someone, to talk to them, to publicly shame a person, to harden our heart or turn away. It doesn't help us as Jews. It doesn't help us as human beings. When I think about the challenges that are going on in our own nation today, the challenges that are going on in our homeland in Israel, the political, racial, the health issues, we all have to work together now more than ever. We don't know yet what this future will bring, not just the rest of the summer, but even into the new year of 5781, the countdown we begin after the conclusion of Tisha B'Av. Let's not turn against one another. Let's not turn away from one another. Turn on one another. We need to work together more, particularly as Jews. We stand together or we fall apart. Please join us Wednesday evening, 8 p.m., either on our Zoom link or in the Clare Garden for Tisha B'Av services. I hope everyone stays cool. I hope you stay healthy, and I hope you are all at peace with one another.